1. The fight for world domination. United's enormous worldwide appeal is a reflection of the hegemony they have shared for a significant portion of the history of the English game. Despite being only a little over an hour's drive apart, depending on traffic on the M62, their attraction may be seen in places all over the world. The Fans Club for Liverpool has chapters in Azerbaijan and Mauritius, according to their own official website, whereas the group for Manchester United has offices in South Africa and Indonesia. These two teams established the benchmark for international marketing, which is today necessary for any team hoping to stay at the top of its own league. For their most recent pre-season, United travelled to the USA in the summer while Liverpool were in China, Malaysia and Korea. Liverpool is one of the only clubs that have been able to compete financially without turning to a takeover from a billionaire benefactor, and United have benefited greatly from their dominance occurring just as the Premier League began pumping unprecedented amounts of money into the game. The Northwest Derby has truly gone worldwide, with viewers coming in to watch it live at all hours of the day or night. The other club might as well give up if either Liverpool or United can amass a sizable majority of foreign support and income. 2. Decades of dominance. The two most successful clubs in English football history, Liverpool and United, both have periods that they can unquestionably claim as their own. Despite winning the title 5 times in the first half of the 20th century, Liverpool didn't become the biggest club in terms of both domestic and European competition until the 1970s. The Reds won an astounding 11 league championships and 4 European Cups between 1972 and 1990. The situation with United is comparable. After their first wins in 1907-08 and 1910-11, a 40-year dry spell was broken in the 1950s when they won 3 titles in 6 years. In the early years of the European Cup, that fantastic team, which included several of Busby's babes, appeared poised to sweep Europe aside. However, the Munich air disaster utterly destroyed that team. However, after winning 2 championships in the mid-1960s, it would take them 10 years to finally lift the cup. Both Liverpool and United won the title twice between 1963 and 1967, but United's European Cup win is probably the club achievement that is most frequently recalled from that time period. When Liverpool's era came to an end at the turn of the 1990s, there is no question as to who became the new force. The Fergie years had begun. Since 1993, when Alex Ferguson led United to its first league championship in 26 years, the Red Devils have returned to Old Trafford with 12 championships, 2 European Cups, 4 FA Cups, and 3 League Cups. Fergie's first trophy at United was the FA Cup victory in 1990, and the following year, in the first season after Hassel that English teams were once again permitted to compete in Europe, the club won the Cup Winners' Cup. All dynasties must end at some point, as history has often demonstrated, and Liverpool and United will be hoping that their multi-million-dollar investments places them in the best possible position to profit if Manchester City's tight hold on English football finally relaxes. 3. Industrial rivals. Many of the rivalries in English football go far beyond simple location or on-field activity. Tottenham and Arsenal have a tense history that dates back to 1913, when Arsenal moved from Woolwich in southeast London to a location that was only 3 miles from Spurs' hometown across the river. The ferocious animosity between Southampton and Portsmouth is the result of previous disputes between those who served in the Royal Navy and those in the Merchant Navy. The rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United is no different. Liverpool, which was then a part of Lancashire, was well established as a significant port and important international commerce hub at the start of the 19th century. It served as the hub of trade in the northwest and a crucial component of the British economy but within a few decades, Manchester, a little town about 30 miles to the east, experienced remarkable expansion, posing a danger to that status. Manchester prospered and grew throughout the Industrial Revolution as a result of the booming textile industry at such an alarming rate that it was given city status in 1853. It did not sit well with Liverpool residents that so many workers were moving to this rich new city so close to them. Liverpool's maritime industry suffered irreparable harm when the Manchester Ship Canal was finished in 1894, thereby making Manchester a port unto itself. This had a significant impact on the city's economy as a whole. This strong intercity rivalry had its begun. 4. Taunting from both sides over disasters. Both of these clubs have experienced awful events, which always lends a touch of poignancy to their numerous on-field triumphs. A plane carrying Manchester United players, staff, fans, and journalists who covered the team crashed on February 6, 1958, while attempting to take off from Munich Riem Airport following a refueling stop on the way back from a game in Belgrade. Of the 44 persons on board, 23 perished in the disaster, including 8 United players. 3 decades later, Liverpool Football Club will be impacted by 2 stadium catastrophes. The first was the Heysel disaster in 1985, which claimed the lives of 39 Juventus supporters due to crowd disturbances at the European Cup final between Liverpool and Juventus. All English clubs were given a 5-year ban from participating in European play after UEFA first placed the whole blame on Liverpool supporters. A Belgian judge, however, determined that the police and football officials of the host country were ultimately accountable. Liverpool was once again caught in a horrific throng at a football stadium 4 years after Heysel. The Hillsborough disaster claimed the lives of 96 Liverpool supporters, and as a result, the FA Cup semi-final matchup between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest was called off after just 6 minutes. No one has ever been found legally liable for the disaster, despite nearly constant advocacy and multiple inquests and inquiries. Despite the horrific toll on human lives, all of these disasters have not been off-limits for some supporters. While the sport has made significant progress in the past 30 years to eradicate widespread hooliganism at games, in part due to the Taylor report that came after Hillsborough, it is much harder to take action against the type of tasteless taunts and chants that serve little purpose other than to trivialize the numerous lives lost and ruined by these incidents and only serve to increase the hostility between 2 sets of football fans. 5. Cup Final Rivalry. There has already been a lot of action between these 2 teams on the pitch, so there is no need for fans to rely on such uncontrollable outside forces. In their first ever league matches, the tone was set for what has frequently been an exciting and dramatic rivalry. The record-winning margin in this match was 7-1 for Liverpool over United in October 1895, but this was betted in 2023 in an incredible match that will stand for a long time. United's best win was in 1895 with a 5-2 victory at home. Despite having histories filled with trophies, they didn't face off in a significant final until 1977. In the FA Cup final at Wembley, goals from Stuart Pearson and Jimmy Greenhoff gave United a 2-1 victory. The outcome ended Liverpool's chances of winning the Triple Crown, which was considerably more important than just winning the competition for the 4th time and earning local bragging rights. A few days later, Liverpool won the European Cup final, therefore it was up to United to achieve that particular milestone first. Six years later, Liverpool got some payback when they defeated United 2-1 at Wembley to win the League Cup 3 times, thanks to goals from Alan Kennedy and Ronnie Whelan. It was the final of the 13 major championships won by Bob Paisley in an extraordinary 9 seasons which included 3 European Cups. More recently, United triumphed once more. Eric Cantona's strike 5 minutes from time in the 1996 FA Cup final, which secured United's second league and cup double in 3 years, ended the horrible show that was Liverpool's cream pre-match suits. And in 2003 Liverpool beat Man United 2-0 in the League Cup final, which was played at the Millennium Stadium, Cardiff, due to Wembley being rebuilt. Of course, the Premier League matches are just as important as cup finals to the fans and players alike, and Liverpool's 7-0 demolition job in 2023 will no doubt increase the intensity of the rivalry. Keep tuned for notifications of future hostilities between this pair of giants. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for notifications on future videos.